Lancaster of SWIFT, and we're going to be talking about various issues going on at Sibos in Toronto in September. So when we think of SWIFT, people tend to think payments rather than security. So, I mean, how big is the securities footprint?
I think we've playing catch up with the payments guys for a long time. I think payments started in 1973, and I think securities came along in 1986 or so. But it is now about parity. So if you look at all of the SWIFT traffic that we have 17 or 18 million messages a day. We get about 8 million from securities, about 8 million from payments. So it's about half and half. And of all the securities players, we probably have, when these are within the US, we probably have, I'm going to say, maybe high 80s, 88% of the buy side that's connected to SWIFT, and of the sell side, we're at least 96, 97%. So it's actually a fairly large footprint now these days.
So, I mean, standards is also a big part of Sibos. So, I mean, has ISO 20022, has that been a watershed for corporate actions risk mitigation at all?
Absolutely. Well, I think it will be a watershed. I think the pilot, as I'm sure you're aware, the pilot started with DTC in April of this year to actually finally resolve the corporate actions issue. So I think one of the largest areas of risk that I think the financial services and securities firms face is within asset services, and specifically corporate actions data, and getting it clean and correct. And reliance on data vendors and scrubbing of data in this day and age is asinine. So very, very pleased to partner with DTC. Very, very pleased that actually launching 2022, very pleased that finally this will actually resolve this issue within the corporate actions arena, and we'll get proper event types, proper unique identification, proper data elements and so forth. So finally, that we can resolve this, one of the risk issues can be taken off the table at last after maybe 30 years of trying.
I know, it does seem like corporate actions has been an issue for...
Every conference I ever go to, it's always the same question, and finally, we can get it sorted. Correct.
Now that SWIFT is the agent for the LEI, the Legal Entity Identifier, what are the next steps, and how will SWIFT work with the DTCC and AVOX?
Firstly, absolutely delighted that we won that work. I think, it's testament to the fact that we're here as a cooperative trying to sort out the industry issues, which a single firm, perhaps by itself, is not big enough to do. So I think the partnership with the DTC and the subsidiary AVOX is absolutely perfect. So how are we going to work? Great question. SWIFT will be the registration authority for ISO. And specifically, we worked very hard with the ISO organization to develop a new standard, 17442. So we will be the RA, the registration authority for the new standard. That means that we'll be issuing the numbers and so forth. What DTC stroke AVOX, a subsidiary, will be doing will be act as the facilitations manager, i.e. they will be doing the cleansing of data and the scrubbing of information and the collection and so forth. So actually it's a partnership which is fairly hand in glove. Both organizations are not-for-profit, both there for the likes of the industry. And in terms of next steps, we have a lot of next steps because we're working extremely quickly to get this out for the regulators. What we'll be doing now is working on the agreements, making sure that legally we're structured correctly in terms of the governance, making sure that from an operations point of view, we have the SLA sorted out, making sure we have pricing and all the normal things in starting up a new business we have to do in double time. So great we won it, but this is where the work really starts.
Excellent. Thank you very much.